UHC was a dying game, but one YouTuber sought to fix that. Introducing Hoplite, currently Minecraft's fastest growing Minecraft server created by a YouTuber with over 3 million followers. According to many members of the community, this server could even surpass Hypixel. But how did it get here and what's next? To answer that question, I gathered some of the most prominent members of the Hoplite community: Flowtives, Sharpness, Scotteh, and even the owner Speedsilver, along with several others, for an interview. But before we get to that, let's talk about the story. The first news of the server at all was only a few months ago in July, when the owner posted a tweet saying, "What if I had been secretly working on a server for the past year and it was releasing with my next video?" The tweet pulled over 50,000 views, and some pretty big YouTubers replied saying they were excited or could not wait to play on it. There wasn't much information at the time outside of a screenshot that showed off the weapons and scoreboard though. Little did everyone know, this was the start of something huge. After that, however, the news just stopped. That was until August 17th, when Speed tweeted that the server would come out a week from then, which got delayed. Not for long though. Even though the hype died down a bit, it really didn't have an impact on the growth. 2 more months went by and beta finally released. The server didn't get 200, 400, 600, or even 800 players on the beta release. It got 1,000. Even with similar delays that Tubnet got, it somehow managed to surpass the player counts by a large margin. The server would then release fully, and Speedsilver would create a brand new video promoting the server, bringing all of his UHC fans together. His video started off at a 1 out of 10, and fans immediately rushed onto Minecraft to play Hoplite for the first time. The server itself couldn't keep up with the massive queue, and that would end up hurting the server. Before I tell you what happens next, listen to what Speedsilver said himself.
You know, if everybody subscribes right now, you'll get a free win on Hoplite.
Moving on. The Minecraft server has been so successful that many of the old UHC players immediately started switching over and recording videos or streaming because of how fun and how much nostalgia the server brought back. It felt like they were reliving what they once had with Hypixel UHC, but 10 times better. Many YouTubers, including myself, were receiving insane amounts of support for making videos on the server, which eventually led to the server having over 100,000 unique players. If you want to know more about the origin story of Hoplite and how it got so popular, then be sure to check out my other video. But it's finally time for interviews. Have you experienced any increased growth while posting Hoplite videos?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yes, absolutely I have.
Most definitely.
Coming back with Hoplite was definitely a good idea.
I think like everything like infinitely got better when I started uploading Hoplite.
One thing I find is funny is that all of the OG Hypixel UHC YouTubers have now come back to make videos on Hoplite, and like literally every single one that I've seen is just kind of taking off.
As Hoplite released, I started streaming on my main channel, but then after I started playing it more and as the hype grew, I switched to uploading videos on my second channel, and I started streaming on Twitch, gaining over like 2,000 subscribers with only 2 videos so far and over 2K followers on Twitch. So most definitely.
I actually really did not upload on YouTube prior to Highlight. I'm actually mainly a Twitch streamer. So like at most, I would probably get 100 to 1,000 views. And at this point, I'm achieving nearly 10,000 views in 24 hours.
How do you come up with your Hoplite video ideas?
Yeah, no, I actually don't come up with any ideas before recording videos. Since every game of Hoplite is very RNG dependent, I find it a lot easier to record the videos and then base the idea and the title and the thumbnail around what happened.
Well, so far, since the server is fresh, it's very easy to come up with ideas. For example, my first Hoplite video uploaded, I just abused the most OP meta at the time.
When I generally play a game out, I think the content kind of just finds itself if it's a good game.
Being completely over to Hoplite content?
Well, I'm still gonna do my stuff on my main channel. That's why I wanted to separate it. So I started uploading videos on my second channel, and then I started streaming Hoplite on Twitch since I played so much, you know? But yeah, I'm still gonna be posting my like different longer content and then keeping the Hoplite on my second channel.
I don't really plan on uploading anything on YouTube other than Hoplite, but when it comes to streaming, I'll probably stick to being variety.
What are things you like or dislike about the server from your limited experience playing and your experience watching content on it?
Something I definitely love is the balance between the good players and the bad players. I think the last time I really had fun playing UHC, because I've been a UHC player for a very long time, was just the fact that there are noobs and really good players, and on Hoplite there's just a balance, which I think every server needs. Something I will say I do hate as of right now is just the cheater problem and the teaming problem.
The voice chat is what gives this game life, I guess you could say.
So I love what they're doing with the revival of UHC. I've always been under the impression that if UHC were to come back, it had to be under a different name other than UHC. I think it's genius. I think that it's amazing. And I think that having large YouTubers back it up is the way forward.
The main thing I adore about the server is that they added proximity chat.
I don't know. I feel like the hackers might be an issue right now and might grow sooner or later into a problem.
I really like the voice mod feature. I think that is very unique, and I think that definitely adds a lot to the game that makes it what it is. On the other side, obviously, it can be a little bit toxic, especially considering that my channel is generally more PG.
Do you think Hoplite deserves all of the recent hype it has compared to other recent servers like MCCI or Tubnet?
Obviously, for sure. They've worked hard. They have a good staff team. I do think that they need to get more staff because I feel like there isn't enough staff.
Absolutely. Like, it's innovative. It's a new era of, like, I guess, Minecraft servers.
Yeah, totally. I think the hype is completely deserved. Speedsilver has done a good job marketing the server.
I like those two servers, like Tubnet and MCCI are also very fun, but the server is very well made. It definitely does show, because if it wasn't as fun, there wouldn't be much hype around it.
So, yeah, no, comparing it to MCC and Tubnet, I think that Hoplite deserves all of the praise that it's getting for being one of the only servers to try to build up an original player base.
Definitely. I think it was well thought out. From my perspective, I think Scott went into this like knowing like what he was going to do.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they have been making the server for months. They made sure that everything was as smooth as it could be for a release. Like, you really just want to keep playing the game.
100%. The thing is, right, like with Hoplite, I think Speedsilver, as someone that used to do like PvP content, knows exactly what he wants from the server.
Do you think this hype will last? And if you can give an estimate of how long?
I think the hype is probably going to die down within the next 6 months, but I have faith in the staff team. I feel like they know what they're doing, and I'm sure that they know that exact thing.
Hoplite is a solid server, and I think a lot of its recent hype has been tied directly to Speedsilver, since he's been making content on the server. Like it seems like his latest 3 videos are actually events that were hosted on Hoplite, and those videos get crazy views. So I feel like, you know, if he were to consistently make content like that, I feel like the hype could last for a very long time, like in the years to come.
It's hard to tell, to be honest with you. I think for now it will, just because of how many people are uploading. It's great.
Completely up to Scott whether or not he hires devs that will actually, you know, deal with the hoppers and hackers that will come along and increase within time. That's all completely up to him.
It'll shoot up and then slowly die down, as many other things do, but it'll definitely retain a player base that is much better than what Hypixel UHC was able to pull.
I already know they will keep updating the server, and I also can't wait to see what they got for us with the release of the duels game mode.
That's a question that, like, I think a lot of people in the community have. It could go either way. And I think a lot of older YouTubers have started coming back in the hopes that this could be the next big wave, not just for like 2 videos, but like actually long term.
Now it's time for the very interesting questions. Hoplite versus Hypixel. But before that begins, it would mean a lot if you could subscribe, as we are getting so close to 20,000. Anyway, let's dive right in. Do you think Hoplite could even surpass Hypixel?
Nah, realistically, I don't know if any server will ever pass the level of popularity Hypixel has.
I mean, I think that there is a potential, depending on what, like, how they want to go about it, if they're turning into, like, a whole network. Because when you think of Hypixel, I mean, Hypixel has a ton of different games. If they really want it to grow into that, I think it could.
Oh, for sure. What the hell? I'm surprised it already hasn't. I think the only reason why it hasn't is because they have a freaking capacity.
No, just because they have a huge development team, they know how to cater to younger people.
To be fully honest, probably not. The monopoly that Hypixel created for such a long time, I don't know. I feel like, to me, getting that high is almost impossible.
You know, unfortunately, I feel like with most servers, unless updates are going to be quick to be added, I think the hype is probably going to die down within the next 6 months.
If they implement new game modes, definitely.
Along with that, do you think Hoplite could pose as competition for Hypixel? And if so, do you think that that competition that Hoplite poses is good for Hypixel to up its game in both its administration as well as the games that it's making and updates.
While Hoplite might not ever reach the player count that Hypixel has, the strong community, and if the server continues to be active and it continues to innovate with the games that it creates, I feel like it definitely could create a little competition for Hypixel.
Honestly, I don't think they care about it. To be honest with you, I think the only thing they care about is generating money, and the only thing that's going to generate them money is Skyblock, because Skyblock I know gets them a lot of money. I don't see a reason why they need to do this stuff. Like, they already make thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, or they used to at least. I just think it's just a waste of their time if they do that.
Yeah, definitely in the future, as I already said.
No, 100%. Competition's always good. I was talking to Psyche about this Lunar owner, and we were talking about Badline and all this stuff. And he was just telling me about how competition is always good because it pushes like both sides, whether or not you like that side or not, to actually, you know, come out with different game modes, come out with different features to actually get better. And because of that, more people are going to want to join that client. It's just, competition's always a good thing.
Hoplite is pulling more views than Hypixel PvP right now, which is a really big deal. This has almost never happened. This will force Hypixel to like try to like fix their server more, like give more updates.
Let me know your thoughts on what the YouTubers said in the comments, but now it's time for Speedsilver's interview. When you first hit 1,000 players, what was your reaction? Did you like even expect this?
So obviously Hoplite is kind of an adaptation of the videos that I've been making for the past year or two. Basically, my Discord server has about 80k people in it, and we just have quite an active community already. So I definitely expected like 500 players on release.
When will duels be added? Because I've heard rumors, so what should we expect as well with those?
Our duels game mode is pretty much completely ready, and we're gonna be inviting every single YouTube rank to just like get alpha access to duels, but it's almost definite that it will be playable in December. For what you should expect from the duels game mode, the most hype thing I think is that we have custom kit duels. It's a thing on a couple of other servers, but we've added a bunch of extra features and like weird custom items like charged creeper eggs and like whatever. You can actually use all of the legendary weapons from Battle Royale and put them in kits and then like practice with the legendary weapons.
That's interesting. I cannot wait to see how fun it looks because the concept sounds amazing. Will Hoplite ever expand the server, like a bigger player cap, less lag even? Because a lot of people don't play Hoplite because they can't afford the VIP.
For Hoplite expanding their server, if you like think about what this type of minigame is versus most minigames on Minecraft servers, you can probably understand why it's so expensive to run Battle Royale. We just are adding the servers like kind of slowly. So since release, we've like over doubled our size, like capacity of players, and we're basically just ordering more and more servers as much as we can afford until we kind of expand our monetization on the server, just like add more perks to VIP so that there is more of a reason to buy it. But luckily, when we release duels, that's a game mode that really like can allow us to hold as many players as we need because it's obviously a lot. It's just small arenas and things like that. When duels is out, the server's definitely going to be able to expand more.
What are your future plans with adding game modes? Will there be like a purge game mode or any casual game modes such as Skyblock?
Obviously, I've given a couple leaks for what we're doing with Battle Royale and duels because I'm assuming people can guess what our plans are with those. With new game modes, I want to keep it a bit of a mystery, but we will be adding future game modes. So I would definitely say that it's a goal for us to cater to all Minecraft players. There's definitely going to be a more casual audience who don't want to do PvP.
Will Hoplite ever add more things in their store, such as ranks or other cosmetics?
We kind of just want to make VIP our only rank, but I do think there's going to be a VIP plus upgrade for people who want the nickname permission and also for hosting private games. But we want to make sure that if we're going to be adding a rank, the perks of it are like really worth it. First of all, at least for the next like 3 months or so, we're just going to be adding more and more perks to VIP.
So why do you think Hoplite's hype wouldn't die down compared to other recent servers?
So essentially, the Battle Royale game mode was designed from the very beginning to make viral YouTube content and be something that can grow organically. So it is rare for like game modes to be able to make YouTube videos that are interesting and not repetitive. But a game mode like Hoplite Battle Royale. You can kind of just make infinite content. We've done a bunch of things like adding custom crafts that drive in interest, custom structures, custom world gen. So like as soon as somebody clicks on a Twitch stream, they see like this crazy world and get curious about the server. There's so many things and like ideas that I put into this. It's impossible for Hoplite to completely die as a trend, and I just think it's going to keep growing, especially with our future game modes.
Do you think Hoplite will ever pass Hypixel in terms of player count and popularity?
People have asked me this question quite a lot. I don't really get excited about the concept of passing Hypixel or defeating Hypixel or anything like that, because straight up, I love Hypixel and it was my childhood, and like the game modes on there are absolutely insane. And I also like to think that Hypixel likes Hoplite. Like quite a few Hypixel admins have joined the server and I've like spoke to them and they've been super nice and like congratulated the server's success and stuff. Yeah, to me there's nothing exciting about like passing Hypixel apart from just what that number of players would be. That would mean the server's like doing really well. If Hoplite got that many players to the point where they were like getting similar player counts, that would mean that like Minecraft as a whole is getting so many players.
Will there be a 1.8 Hoplite?
Obviously, the upsides of 1.8 are that it's like way better for performance, especially for like hosting servers and stuff. I just like the new versions, new features, like the new mobs, new items and stuff like that. And it was a really big part of like why Hoplite was 1.20. Things like adding tridents into the game and like bastions and all these things. There's so many interesting features. Basically, there will never be a 1.8 Hoplite.
These interviews were cut extremely short, but if you want to see the full uncut interviews, which are over an hour and a half long, then check out the video on screen and comment what you think about Hoplite and if it'll pass Hypixel. Subscribe, like, and peace.